New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Hello. Hey there. So did you know that depression happens when we don't take time to take care of ourselves? Do any of you out there find that that's what's happening to you? You feel like you're just losing your mojo or you just can't seem to shake it? Well, that's called depression. And a lot of people have it, and sometimes we have to deal with it. And do you feel guilty doing what is best for you? You know, we're talking about self-care September. So that's a question for you. Do you take time? And do you realize that you need to take time for yourself? And did you know that self-care is not selfish, that it is really necessary, and it doesn't mean that you're lazy or anything like that? So yes, these are the things that we want to talk about today in this self-care September. So welcome to New Thought Media Network. And I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about depression and how it affects us when we don't take time to take care of ourselves. Anxiety and depression are two of the most challenging feelings that we can deal with. Not only do these symptoms rob you of your energy and motivation, they can create endless negative thought patterns that can wear you down. In long term, talk therapy and medication sometimes is good. Sometimes those are definitely good treatment options. But I'm here today to talk to you about not only that that's a possibility, something that you can reach out to other people and ask for help, ask for guidance, but there's also some self-care tips that I'd like to share with you that have helped me in dealing with this type of thing. So that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today. I'm Reverend Lisa. I'm a spiritual life coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about your inner dazzle. It's about igniting our inner dazzle. It's that innermost part of ourselves that comes from a place that is perfect, whole, and complete, that feels balanced, that feels authentic, and that is living their life to the fullest and living in balance. And that's what we want to do, is connect to that inner dazzle, because there is that inner part of ourselves that does know how to do these things and have the life that we want and feel fulfilled with what our life is looking like and what we're doing with our lives. So I have a quote for you that I would like to share. This first quote is, "You are allowed to feel messed up inside and out. It doesn't mean that you're defective. It just means that you're human." And that is by David Mitchell. I thought that was a pretty great quote. So it definitely means that we are all human, right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Or you can turn it around. Some people say we're spiritual beings having a human experience. Either way, we definitely are in this physical body. So we do experience emotions, feelings, and all kinds of things that go with that. So I think it is about, when we talk about a New Thought Media Network here, we talk about our thoughts. So it's about creating a new awareness about how we think and the way that we think and how that's affecting our lives. And oftentimes our ego will run us, and that is the challenge. And that's what we want to do, is create and begin to get into that ego and create a shift and become aware of our thoughts. We can come from an aware perspective, or sometimes we say that we would step back. I would say step back and be the observer of our thoughts. Have you ever taken time to do that? Step back and be the observer in your thoughts. It's definitely an interesting perspective, because when you become the observer, you come from a perspective of you're just observing. You're not judging. You're not saying or doing anything about it. You're just being aware of what your thoughts are thinking and how we can shift those. So yeah, once again, self-care is not self-indulgence. It's definitely self-preservation. That's the big difference. So, and I've said that throughout the entire month, and I'm going to say it again. Self-care is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that's what we want more of, right? Yes, yes. So definitely invite you to leave in the comments. Let me know of what kind of self-care do you do? What type of activities do you do for your self-care? I'd love to hear from you and find out more about what works for you, or in what ways would you like to learn about. I have some tips I'm going to share with you in just a couple of minutes. Yes. So in my experience, over the years, I've dealt with depression on different levels, going through many different challenges and situations in my life, all the way back to losing my mother to cancer back when I was a teenager. That was definitely the most devastating time in my life. So I had to learn a lot about how to move through that, understand my feelings, and actually talk about my feelings, which I didn't for a long time. I was really fearful about that. I did find an amazing place, Mile High Church, and you can go to milehighchurch.org. It's my home church, my mama church, and it is a spiritual place and a place of new thought and ancient wisdom. And I learned all kinds of wonderful things. I took some classes. I did some grief therapy and all kinds of things to learn to move through that level of depression. And then as I went on through my 20s and 30s, I dealt with some really challenging relationships that were abusive and had to go see a therapist, which is okay. And nowadays, really, we can talk about this mental health and recognize that, we all have it. We all want to feel better, right? There are different challenges, different things that happen in your life. And so it's okay to see a therapist, a counselor, or reach out and talk to somebody about how you're feeling in ways that you're dealing. If you're feeling depressed or anxious or just irritated or feeling lost or whatever that might be for you, it's okay to reach out, and I definitely recommend it. And now we have lots of wonderful things that are out there, lots of apps. There's some wonderful apps that you can get and just do therapy through your phone. So you don't even have to go anywhere. You can just do it that way. Of course, we can use our insurance and go through our go that route. There's some wonderful books that can help you. And of course, just reaching out and talking to somebody, even if it's just reaching out and talking to a friend, can make a big difference in your life. Yes, definitely so important. So yeah, over the years, I've done that, and I've had to reach out and learn how to deal with that, these emotions and things that come up. And I'm actually doing some new work that I'm going to share in just a couple of minutes. And I think it's going to be really powerful and life-changing. Once again, because it's like peeling the onion. In my world, it was like, okay, well, I did a lot of therapy about my mom, and I did learn about, how to become more self-aware and self-confident. And then it's like I keep finding new layers to the onion and keep unpeeling and unpeeling. But that's the awesome thing about being here on this planet. And that's part of our purpose, is learning to grow and express and learn more about who we are as a spiritual being. That's what we're here to do. I had this other quote that I wanted to share with you as well. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you're living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. I want to read this one again. I want you to really think about where this might apply to you in your life. Do you find that there are any of these areas that are applying to you? If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Wow. Interesting thoughts, right? So where do you fit in all that? Do you catch yourself? And once again, I think it's definitely important that we create a new awareness about our thoughts and what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're doing. And then we can catch those thoughts and go, oh, I just went way into the past, something that happened a long time ago or even recently. And it's like, okay, well, how is it serving me to keep bringing it up and keep it keep it moving in my mind or in my body or in my heart. It's time that we bring that awareness about that thought and then find different ways to let it go, to release it. There's lots of different methods to doing that. Journaling is a big one for me. I have a journal that I use. Well, I thought it was over here. It's in the other room. Journaling, great way to express your feelings and your thoughts. Write them down, get it out of your body. Of course, talking to yourself or another person that you trust and that you know that you can depend on that person. Those are some great ways to release those thoughts, releasing the past, and also about the future. And this is one I have been finding myself a lot recently, getting caught up in the future. Like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, what good does it do for me to really worry too much about it? Because I really don't know. I mean, honestly, because there is a higher power working in our lives. I really believe that. And I also believe that we are all on our spiritual journey. We are all on our life's path unfolding right here, right now. So we just become aware of that and bring ourselves back to the present moment. So this is something also that I'm working on really hard, is to focus on bringing it back to the present moment. And I also like to invite you to go to my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, and this is one of the channels that I'm on right now. YouTube channel at Dazzle LLC. If you're on Facebook, you can pop over there, go into YouTube, and subscribe to my Dazzle. I have 1 minute pause videos. There are several of them, and they're a wonderful way to just take that 1 minute to just bring yourself into this moment and experience peace, even if it's only in that moment. And the more that we practice that, the better and easier it gets to bring your mind and your heart and your soul into that. So I invite you to check that out. So I have a few tips for you that I'd like to share. And then I want to show a little video clip, and then we'll send you on your way. So I have some tips for you about different ways that we can, that you can focus on, self-care, because this is what we're talking about today, and that's really super important. So obviously, I got to thinking, it's like, okay, well, especially as moms, I would say, or dads, a lot of times we create a to-do list, right? We have a list of all these things that we need to get done. And it's like, okay, I have a huge to-do list, but what I want you to do is put yourself at the top of the to-do list. What a concept. Have you ever thought about doing that? Put yourself at the top of your to-do list. Even if you're creating a 10-minute window where you can create space for yourself, definitely put yourself in there. Put yourself at the top, just like I said here. It's going to make a big difference, because when we take time, even if it's just some short little things, and I have a few ideas for you if you haven't thought of them yourself. So yeah, you definitely want to put yourself at the top. The second one is to go outside. This is a big one for me, and I find that I feel so much better if I take time to take a walk. And I actually did that this morning, and I thought I wasn't going to have enough time. And I was helping my daughter get ready for school. So, I was getting ready to get her breakfast and everything, but I had given myself a little window of time where I got up and I had time. I did a 5-minute meditation. And then I actually did like a 20-minute loop, just a quick loop. And I'll tell you, it just really boosted my energy and brought some peace and some fresh air and some oxygen into my space. So it made me feel a lot better. So take time to take a walk. If you can get out there and just do a little quick walk, even if it's a quick one, get outside, or on the weekend, plan time to take a walk on the trail, take a walk in the mountains. The leaves are getting ready to change, and it's absolutely going to be a gorgeous time to experience nature. Think about what works for you and put that on your list as well. And then, of course, the third one would be a hot bath. Who doesn't like a hot bath? Definitely take time to do that. Have your partner or somebody help you with the kids if you have your kids at home and you don't feel like you could fit that in at night before, get everybody in bed or settled, and then take time for yourself. So crucially important, even if it's a 20-minute window, right? So yes, so that is the next one. And then, of course, for us girls, of course, it can be boys too. Girls' nights. This is something that is also so important, is that you take time to be with your friends. Even if you don't have them all here in your space, in your area. I have some wonderful, dear soulmate girlfriends that I've been in touch with. I'll age myself here, but like 40 years, 35, 40 years. We've been friends all through school. Two of them live here in Colorado, and then I have another friend in Arizona, and we absolutely take time on our phones. We do use our Facebook and create one of those rooms, and we get in there and we have happy hour, and we try to do that every couple Wednesdays. And that just gives us time to check in with each other, share what's going on, and it's a great way to reconnect so you don't feel alone, because we don't want to feel alone. So you are not alone, and there are people and people here to support you with that. And we here at New Thought Media Network are one of those. And then I am as well. I am here for you. So that's one of the other things. Of course, art is always a wonderful way. Some people like to express through drawing or painting. Again, it's about creating that window and really honoring and loving yourself enough to say, hey, I'm going to create the window. I'm going to go get my art supplies, and I'm going to take some time to do that. It's just a great way to express and experience just the unfolding of nature, of spirits working through you. And when we take time to do that, you'll find that it'll help you bring yourself back to your true self, which is full of peace and love and happiness and joy and contentment. One of my friends had shared with me that she loves to play the piano. And so it was like, oh my gosh, you got to start playing the piano more often, right? So that was her job, and she said that she just feels so much better when she takes time to play the piano. And then, of course, like I'd mentioned before, therapy, and I'll have a couple of tips for you at the end of some great apps and things that you can do, lots of different ways that you can take time to talk with somebody. It's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're a default. Like that quote that I had put up earlier. Let's see, where was that quote? I just think this one's so great. You are not, it doesn't mean you're defective. It just means you're human. So just being human is okay. Yes. Well, that was Mama Power. She's wonderful. Okay. And so that is our tips for today. I have a little video that I wanted to share with you, a little video clip. This is just so great. Let's see if I can figure this out. I'm going to share my screen, go over here, and here we go.
So you became very overweight, alcoholic, smoking, everything was going to the extreme. I'm trying to make this point because I know there's a lot of people who watch Conscious TV who they're lost in their own way. They're trying to find a way. And there's something about this totality, which I loved about your story. And as we said, you did it completely. And then everything kind of crashed. And you left your husband, you lost some money, you made some more money. And then you were so desperate, you ended up in what's in America called a halfway house. It's not a term we use in Europe. And there, you didn't even feel you were worthy to lie on the bed. Yeah. So you were lying on the floor, and then what happened? You were lying on the floor, and they just talk you through what happened.
Well, asleep on the floor, I woke up one morning. I slept next to my bed because I didn't believe I was worthy of even that. But sleeping on the floor, I woke up just like we all do every morning. But I woke up in two ways. I woke up from the sleep of the night, and I woke up into another world. And, it was quite radical. Prior to that, I believed that you had to die of the physical body to escape this hell as I perceived life to be. And it wasn't true. There's another way, and for me, it just turned out to be so simple. What I saw that was so valuable, what really matters from that experience is I saw in that moment that when I believed my thoughts, I suffered. And when I didn't believe my thoughts, I didn't suffer. And I've come to see that this is true for every human being. Now, it's all the darkness in that moment was gone. And I could see in that moment, in that unidentified I moment, I could see that the moment, I'll say it this way, the moment that the mind hit, it had lost the ability to believe, but it saw in that moment that the mind hit that what it believed it saw. So it was the ultimate creator of all. And then this laughter that it's as though it just burst into life, and that was its first sound. And so I've experienced a lot of laughter since. That is, I can look so serious with that laughter. It doesn't move. It's just, it is the most brilliant thing to say. To hear someone say, for example, the sky is blue, and I can't laugh and say, are you still believing that, or are you just being funny? It's just that silent humor that's going on all the time, that laughter, and to have lost the ability to believe, and in that grace of always being that. I am that, I am that, I am not, I am not.
All right. So that was Byron Katie. I don't know if any of you have heard of her, but she does some amazing work. And I'm actually getting ready to.
Ryan from Davenport, from
Oops.
Iowa.
Hold on. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, yes. So she does some amazing work, and I love listening to her because this little piece that I showed you was a clip of the beginning of when she began to really explore and express herself as the most amazing person that she is. This is her right here, starting this book, Loving What Is, The 4 Questions That Can Change Your Life. And this is by Byron Katie. And she is an amazing, bestseller person. She's been around the world, and she teaches about these 4 questions. And she also has some information that I will share in just a couple of minutes, where you can actually go and learn about her, and you can do her work. She calls it The Work. And it is, you can go to thework.com, thework.com. She has worksheets that you can begin to unfold the way that our thinking is and the way that our thoughts are and how they affect our entire way of being. And it can help shift us out of depression. It can help shift us if we're feeling burned out or stressed out. So I think this is going to be really a powerful unfoldment. So I'll be sharing more about that as I go along, learning more about what she has to offer, what she has to say. I had another quote for you that I want to share real quick. People who love themselves across loving, generous, and being kind, they express their self-confidence through humility, forgiveness, and inclusiveness. I thought that was just a beautiful, beautiful quote. So, these are some great things that I wanted to share with you today about self-care and really being aware that there are possibilities of ways to learn about yourself and learn how to express yourself in a positive and healthy way. You can certainly reach out to me, Lisa at Inner Dazzle. You can connect with me there. I offer a 20-minute session if you want to chat on the phone a little bit. I would love to connect with you and take a little bit of time to connect that way. You can also find me on Rev Lisa on my Inner Dazzle page, my Facebook page, and this is facebook.com/spiritual resource. So you can find me there as well if you would like to connect with me in that way. You're also welcome to, I am broadcasting from New Thought Media Network. It's an amazing network of all kinds of wonderful spiritual resources on how to uplift your spirit and your soul. And I invite you to check us out. Check it out, New Thought Media Network, and on Facebook. And you can go in there and look at the videos. You'll find all kinds of wonderful resources and different ways that you can learn about meditation. You can learn about there's different music. You can learn, it's positive, uplifting music. There's some wonderful podcasts. Our lecture series is on Saturday of learning about the science of mind, which is a way to learn about how we operate and how our minds think and ways that we can express ourselves in a better and more healthy way. So we love for you to donate to ntmedia.org. Click donate. If you're so inspired, you can do that now if you want, or you can do it later. We invite you also. My personal ministry is Venmo at Rev Lisa 1. So you're also welcome to share your gifts and your tithes with me, as I am appreciative of that. And that all helps us grow spiritually as well, because as you give, so shall you receive, and it all comes back to us. That's the great thing about tithing, is that it's reciprocity. Reciprocity. It comes in many, many forms, and it expresses itself to you as well. So that is what I have for you today. That's some wonderful things for you, and I appreciate you being here with me today, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week for more wonderful tips, and we'll heading into October, so look for it on there, and I'll let you know what's coming up next. Thank you so much for being here. Have a blessed day. We'll see you later.